Talking brain, enlightened minds, seeking out truths, seeing the world with the mind of those who see beyond the three-dimensionally. So, talking brain, ask the right questions, uncovers the blinds.
Hey everyone, welcome to
Souls Talking Brain here on Being Love TV.
Dun 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 dun.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
That's good.
That's good.
That's good.
That's good.
And we didn't even rehearse.
We did not. No.
Actually, we never do.
It's called improv. Hoping that everyone is doing well this evening, this morning, this afternoon, wherever you may be in the world right now. It's afternoon for us.
It's evening.
Evening. Oh yes, did I just say afternoon? I did.
She's obviously somewhere else.
I obviously seem to be.
So, speaking of being elsewhere.
Elsewhere? You mean here?
There.
And everywhere.
What are we talking about on today's show?
Oh,
loveliness.
Loveliness. Well, before...
No.
No.
What are we talking about today first?
What are we talking about?
Yeah.
Well, today we're going to...
That, by the way, is Littlefoot. You see this little black and white spotting there?
Yes, that little creature.
That's Littlefoot. She's come to bliss us all with her love.
Today,
yes,
on our show, on Soul's Talking Brain show, Talking Brain, we're going to be talking about passion and how passion is, if it is lost for life, due to growing up. And
Tony,
aging.
can we get the title on?
Oh, yes. You know, like we do on Ellen's show. You know, Tony, hit it. Hit it.
Dun,
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 dun.
dun, dun, dun. Do we lose our passion with age? And as our show is an interactive show, we ask the questions because we want to hear what your thoughts are. And we have a variety of ways by which you can do that, which not Tony, but Aline will let us know how to do. Aline.
Well, this is an interactive live show, obviously, and we want to hear what you have to say and what your thoughts are about the topic that we're talking about. So, in order to do that, we've got the social networking as well as chat stream on your right. That would be on my left. So like right here, you'll see if you are watching this on Ustream, there is a social stream and chat tab, and you can sign in with any of the social networking sites available. That would be Twitter, Facebook, MySpace, and AIM. You can sign in with your credentials over there, and you will be able to chat with us, talk to us, and we'll be able to see what you have to say in response to what we're saying or sharing your thoughts. Or you can use, if you do have a Ustream account, which is free to get, by the way, and you can sign in through Ustream using the chat tab. Either way, we'll be able to see and hear what you have to say and lively interact back with you as well. There is, if you are not at home and you are, somewhere outside, maybe in a coffee shop or at a friend's or just not necessarily at your computer, and I'm sure you've got this magic phone, Magic phone we refer to as smartphones. If you can see on the phone, I've got, where is it right there? Right there, I've got the Ustream app. So if you go to Ustream, you can download the app. It's available for BlackBerry as well as Android as well as iPhone. And you'll be able to log in and you can just type in the name of the show, which is Soul's Talking Brain. And you'll be able to stream with us anywhere that you are on the go, live, right here, right now. Isn't that cool?
Yay!
Awesome. See, like I'm on right now. Yay.
Cool.
Coolness.
All right.
So we've got that down. Now, on to our show. Ta-da!
All right. So we're talking about or asking the question, do we lose our passion with age? And we're asking the question because let's face it, when we are younger, and I'm talking, when we're teenagers, for example, we still don't even know for sure what it is we're going to do with our life, what we want to be when we grow up.
Yeah.
And, we haven't chosen our field of study, for example. So pretty much everything to those who, let's face it, not everybody has the same opportunities, but to those who have the opportunity to make the choices, pretty much we have an open book as to where we want to direct our lives, what we want to study, for example, what degrees we want to get, where we want to put our focus in life. And so the world is this big, massive, open ball of opportunity to us. And we also, in this perspective, from this point of view, don't really have a very firm understanding of all of the other things that come along with life once we are out of our home. And when I say out of our home, in that we're teenagers, it's out of our parents' home. So the understanding of what is involved in providing for self, financially, socially, professionally, personally, being able to take care of all of our responsibilities whilst as well manifesting our dreams is not something that we really have the experience of when we're living with our parents. There's a new hot video on right now, YouTube, that is a trending topic, as they call it, with a father talking about his daughter who is complaining about having to do some chores around the house. And the perspective at that point is that, what are you doing for me as my parent? I mean, how difficult is it? You get up, you go to work, you come home. Like, what's the big deal? So there's not that understanding from that perspective. And when you have someone who is a young, whether it's a teenager or a young adult who's just starting off in life without having that experience, looking at adults, looking at their parents, for example, there can seem to be a perception that their parents are like just missing out on life, that, they've given up. There's nothing happening there.
It's boring,
exactly. Yeah. Like you're uninteresting. You're uninterested. You're so off the wall. You are off the mark. You don't know what's going on in the world.
Yeah. What do you know?
You don't know what the latest music is, the latest shows, who the latest celebrities are, and so there is this perception that as we mature. And this is all of us looking at our parents. We have this preconceived notion that as we grow up, we're pretty much giving up on our dreams and our hopes and life in general. And that's what we have to look forward to is, I'm going to grow up and become an adult. I'm going to become a mom or a dad and pretty much give up my life. And, passion. Who has time for passion? How can you possibly be passionate? I'm looking at you, my parent, and thinking like, honey, you ain't got no passion going on there. And so we're asking the question, do we actually lose our passion when we age, when we mature, when we start to take on the responsibilities of being an independent, contributing, responsible adult in today's society? Especially in that we are at what is considered to be the middle phase.
Middle phase.
Right? I mean, oftentimes you get to where we're at right now, and we're looking at our parents and we're thinking, wow, man, they're just going ballistic. Because suddenly you see all of these, what society calls seniors, and they're just living the life, right? They're off and they're playing and they're traveling and so on and so forth. And so we have these preconceived notions about the way that life is supposed to be. And the question is it really like that?
Yeah.
Do you suddenly give up on your hopes and dreams? Do you suddenly lose your passion for life and for fulfilling those dreams that you had when you were a kid and when you had the whole world open and available to you?
Where anything was possible. Anything is possible.
As though that changes,
yeah,
right? And does it actually change?
Does it actually change? Does it? We could speak from experience, and I'm sure a lot of people could also speak from experience if you're already past your teenage years and you've gone through that,
and past your, I would say, your young adulthood,
and young adulthood, yes.
Although I'm still a young adult.
Yes, yes, you are. Yes, we are, and everyone is. Life is not based on life, and what you do in life is not based on your age. It's not based on how old you are, so therefore how old you are distinguishes what you're doing.
Right. Determines what you're going to do.
Determines what you're going to do, obviously. But somehow, unconsciously, in this day and age, in this society, we have been led to sort of think like that, or unconsciously. Right? We really have.
Well, yeah, it's like, to hear that somebody at 50 has gone back to school and is learning to become an interior decorator. It's like, wow. Or somebody at 70 is taking up a brand new sport that they've never played before. It's like, should we get you a stretcher? Right? It's what are you doing? Can I get you some Advil? So
it is. Well, yes, exactly. So that's why I'm saying unconsciously we are, even though
it's not even necessarily unconsciously, though. I think it is quite consciously, because that is really what a lot of people.
Right. Well, unconsciously it's been somehow put in there, and so therefore it's repeating. So it doesn't matter what country you're from, or what culture, or what background, how you were raised. It really doesn't matter. At the end of the day, majority of the people in this planet really do think like that, or have the expectations of, or lack thereof.
Right.
So you know what I mean. And we're bringing this topic up and today because it's important that we are not deceived, and therefore not providing for or giving up on ourselves, because more than anything else, it's ourselves that we are giving up when we are assuming these roles as we age. At the end of the day, we're all growing up, because we're not going backwards. So the whole point is that you're moving forward, which means it's supposed to get more, and therefore you're getting more, you are doing more, and therefore it's supposed to expand as opposed to decrease. Right? I mean, when it begins, its beginning is because you are heading towards those things. It doesn't, it doesn't suddenly end, and it sure as hell doesn't mean that you have an expectation you have to live up to, which is what society deems that you should just, you're too old to be going out and having a good time, or you're too old to be having a dream that you want to fulfill, or etc., etc., etc.
There's also something that's important to comprehend, which is that passions, dreams, thoughts, feelings, life, you change.
Yeah.
The one thing that you can guarantee in life, and we can't guarantee too much, but one thing for sure that you can is that things change. And in saying that, the passion, as we determine passion to be, as we define passion to be when we are teenagers, is not necessarily the passion as we define it to be when we're in our 20s, nor is it the same passion when we're in our 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. It's continuously evolving.
Yeah, the passion
and
itself
so,
is changing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so
it's
the question,
inevitable, actually.
So the question, do we lose our passion, might better be stated as, how does our passion evolve or transcend as we evolve and transcend?
Yeah.
As we become more experienced and aware in our lives. I know, for example, from my own life experience, when I was a teenager and then as a young adult, myself and many of my friends had enormous dreams and wanted, there was a lot of people wanting to be superstars and wanting massive celebrity acknowledgement and success. Fame and fortune, and what fame and fortune meant in our heads. We were very obsessed with watching the entertainment shows and knowing what the celebrities were doing and emulating ourselves after these celebrities. And it's true that today I'm not necessarily so interested. It's not necessarily. I'm just not really very interested in watching any of the entertainment shows and knowing the ins and outs of other people's lives. And I don't regard celebrities with the same oohs and ahs
as we did
I did when I was younger. It doesn't take away from my passion about life or that which I want for myself. But what I have come to understand is that the passion I have for life, that which I want for myself, is that what I want for me, not what I want as me to be like someone else. And so the passion is not necessarily something that dies away as much as it's something that blossoms into its own individuated beingness. I own my passion now. My passion isn't to be like someone else. It is to be the me that I love myself to be. So,
well, it's exactly and absolutely. It's also, when we were younger and when we are young. So whether you were or whether you are, it is a sort of passion in the sense of to life. It's, it's from anywhere from 15 to 19, even 20, 21. There is this, I'm going to go and I'm going to rule the world. That is the passion with specific that I'm speaking to right now, is that, you've got this zest. You've got this passion as not necessarily what you want to do, because at the end of the day, what you want to do is always going to remain strong. But the zest for life, like, I'm gonna go and watch me world, here I come, right? Well,
and that public recognition that we are hungering for.
Yes,
watch me.
Exactly, watch me, because when we are young, it's all about what somebody else is doing that we would like to be like, right? It's about, when we're younger, it's about proving ourselves. It's about recognition. It's about fame. It's about, look at me, and every single human being, whether you've already experienced that or is experiencing it right now or is going to experience it, it's just inevitable.
What you're speaking to is very much about, and that's a wonderful lead into the difference in experience and maturity. Is we come from this position of needing external recognition, external acknowledgement for who we are.
Mm-hmm.
Look at me, world. Look what I'm going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Acknowledge me.
Oh, the things
And
I'm going to do.
Yes. And so it's not good enough to, for example, if you're a singer, it's not good enough to be a singer who's singing in clubs, in local clubs in your neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be the top 40, top 10 star
mm-hmm.
of the world.
Mm-hmm.
And that's this need for external acknowledgement. And as you mature and come to understand, the one person that you truly are requiring.
You're coming into understanding because you're experiencing life, because you really are experiencing it in truth, right?
Right.
As opposed to the lack of the experience when you're
where
younger.
you're requiring it from external.
Yes.
It becomes that there's a flip around, and what
mm-hmm.
you recognize is that it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks of you.
Mm-hmm.
What matters is what you think of you. So if you're playing for a crowd of 20 or 60,000 people, or 20 or 60 people, the fact that you're up on stage
doing what
singing
you like to do, period.
doesn't change. Because when you're there in that moment and you're doing it, mm-hmm. whether it's 60,000 or 60. And so it's not the passion that gets lost. It's the recognition of true gratification
mm-hmm.
that is found.
Yes, it is. It really is. It's so the passion is not lost. The passion is not decreased. It's not dimmed down. It's not, and it shouldn't be seen as that, because how many people have you come across, if not you yourself, said, at one point, I'm getting too tired for this, or I'm too tired because I'm how many times have you heard that, if not you yourself said that?
Or I'm too old for this.
Or I'm too old for this.
That's so commonplace.
It's wrong. It simply is wrong, because you're not assisting yourself. Definitely you're not assisting yourself by saying that. There's nothing good in that statement, except feeding what we unconsciously or consciously have been taught, as well as conditioned to think, with society. So you're supporting that, which
Indeed. And
mm-hmm.
the reason that we see that age is becoming younger and younger,
mm-hmm.
and by this what I mean to say is sayings that we hear now: 80 is the new 60, 60 mm-hmm. is the new 40, 40 is the new 20. Is because people are recognizing and coming to understand that you're never too old, and that things not being big and huge statements, dramatic statements,
yeah.
are not taking away from things that are small and wonderful statements, when they are statements of authenticity.
Well, why should you even say small? Because it's it's
well,
not,
small
it shouldn't
in
be
respect
bigger
to public. Right. It's the difference is that when you're younger and you're
mm-hmm.
requiring that external
mm-hmm.
acknowledgement from others, and that need for
I think that's just dramatizing. I think more than.
But it's external.
Yes.
It's
mm-hmm.
looking outside of yourself.
Yeah.
For love. It's looking outside of yourself for acknowledgement.
Yes.
It's looking outside of yourself for recognition.
Yes.
It's looking outside of yourself for self-worth.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? In order for me to feel good about me, I need to have 100,000 fans that are buying all of my records. Well, but do you really?
But
what if you've got...
Now, that would be nice. That is, we shouldn't be cutting ourselves short, period. Obviously. We shouldn't be saying, well, we're settling. That's not what we're saying. We're not saying
but
that...
But that's the point, is that you're not settling.
Exactly.
That's the point.
Yes.
Is that you don't, when you are maturing, when you are wizened from experience, you realize, and what's important for everyone, especially kids and young adults who are looking at their parents thinking you've just given up on everything, is that we haven't, and you don't. It's that you realize what's truly important in life. Happiness is truly important in life. Having $1 million versus having a comfortable life where you are able to do the things that you want to be able to do and being able to be happy.
Right? Which kind of is the same thing, yes.
It's not the $1 million that's bringing the happiness, right? So
whatever it is,
there's an acknowledgement of enjoying your experiences in life and finding
being grateful,
the happiness for the life that you are experiencing from yourself. It's being true to you, regardless of whether or not you are getting the public recognition.
Yes. On that note, we're just going to take a few moments, actually a few minutes, seconds, la la la. We'll be right back. Share the love. Share the love, share the love. Here on Being Love TV, we like to share the love. We like to share, love, be love. Love, 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 love. Love! Many ways you can do to share the love. Sorry. And I'm going to state one of the ways. And one of the ways, which comes with many ways, with one of the ways, multi-layered, is sharing this video. Right here, what you're watching. Underneath me, in particular, on Ustream, if you're watching this on Ustream, there should be a share button. And in the share, when you click that, you should see all kinds of different social networking sites, little icons that you can click on, and you can share this show everywhere you are to all of your friends and family and networking sites that you're on, if you are so loving. And as well as if you do have a website or a blog or whatever it is that you are present online, you can also embed this particular video onto your own site as well. And that way share the love.
Which is what also Being Love TV
is all about. There's also other ways, as we are here dedicated into bringing in and opening up a forum for sharing the love and bringing people into awareness for expansion of consciousness in this day and age. We do so openly, and we do also are happy to accept also donations. So if you are unable to donate, which I can put up our donation link, is you can share. There's many ways to donate. Like I said, you can share it on social networking sites, and you can tweet about it, you can Facebook it, you can put it on your site, and you can also donate. And that right there, underneath me,
all donations go to maintaining Being Love TV's shows, which is this show, Soul's Talking Brain, and Radiating Love. So we thank you from the depths of our being for assisting us in assisting all, because that's what this is all about.
That's right.
Which, speaking of today's show regarding passion, the assistance that we are wanting to ensure is communicated is that when you start off and you might have a big, huge dream for how you see your life working out, and things don't necessarily go the way you want them to. Don't give up. It might not look the way that you had foreseen it when you were younger, but it's possible that the way that you foresaw it when you were younger was not necessarily authentic, because you were looking for that which you desired from external sources. So if your dream was to be a superstar, and again, I'm just using the same example because it's fabulous example. Perfect. You might, your dream might manifest by being the star of your community. It might manifest by being the star of your city, of your province or state, of your country.
Or your own star.
So it's important to not give up on your dreams, even if they're manifesting in different levels of public acknowledgement. Because truly, at the end of the day, if you have a dream, and again, using the example, to be a singer, then be the singer wherever you happen to be. Don't stop singing because you didn't get the record deal.
Right.
Don't give up and say, well, that's it. It's over. It's never going to happen. It's who you are. Mm-hmm. And who you are is who you are. And so to give up on that is to rid yourself, rape yourself, deny yourself an aspect of who you are. There are things that come up in life that you might find that you have to go down this pathway or that pathway, which was not necessarily the pathways that you were thinking that you were going to be going down. But if there's something that you are passionate about, there are ways by which you may find to manifest them. Mm-hmm. And it is the mere action of the doing, in whichever way you are able to, that brings you the fulfillment and the luster for life. Mm-hmm. That so many of the children and young adults looking at older adults think that we've lost, when in fact we haven't. We've just found what the true authenticity of happiness is. Mm-hmm. Which is from within. It is honoring self. It is loving self and that which it is that you love to do, however it happens to manifest.
And if you do feel, or somebody who feels or sees somebody that does not seem like, or seems like they have sort of lost their passion or their excitement for whatever that may be, it's important to. This is just a reminder. It's a reminder to not allow ourselves to gloom down because of XYZ. It's a reminder that the passion is you.
Indeed.
You are the passion. You are everything that you want to do because it's you. So if you've lost that, then you must not be alive. Unless
that was a little stretch.
A little stretch. But
you aren't.
It's important.
Yes,
so it's important to remember, because happiness doesn't have an age. Happiness is not. There's no limitation or time constraints on happiness. You don't just get to be happy from this age to this age. This is just a simple little turn of a perspective of looking at it. But it makes all the difference.
And I would like to make a note to those who are looking at their parents and thinking that they've given up on their dreams, because, we tell you, like, when I was younger, I wanted to do this, that, or the other. And,
I'm sorry, I don't want to mean to cut you off.
But you are.
But I am. It's also because, as younger, we do not have the responsibilities. So all we're thinking about is ourselves. So yes, that would make sense why there's also more of that, "Raw, hear me roar." Whereas, when you grow up and you become an adult and you mature, you're experiencing a lot more. So you're learning and experiencing, therefore you're understanding a lot more. And therefore comes with the responsibilities, is that, it's not just all about you. It's also about the different things that you're doing, about the family that you're with. So therefore, but it doesn't die down. So,
it's not so much that you're all about yourself, though. It's that you're all about what everybody else is thinking about you.
Well, yes.
When you're
But you still aren't. You're not thinking. You're not putting somebody else ahead of you. Definitely not. As a kid,
as a parent, yes.
As a kid, you're not. Just simply
but you are, because you're putting somebody else's judgment.
The judgment. Yes.
But that is. It's the most main thing.
But that's different.
That is the main thing.
But
though,
that's
right?
when the younger generation is looking at their families. they are not looking at them, in that way that, in the sense that they are. So they will not really, and we really did not and do not, did not understand what it is like until you get there.
So as I was saying, before I was interrupted, it's also important for the adults, it's important to say not to give up on your dreams, that there's always a way of manifesting it, whether it's as big or smaller or different version of what you had initially envisioned for yourself when you were younger. But also for children to understand that things do change, mm-hmm. and priorities change, mm-hmm. and the things that we are so gung-ho about manifesting in our lives can change drastically when you have a child. Having children is one of the most passionate things for most parents who are wanting to be parents that you will ever do in your life. Mm-hmm. And the dreams that you have as a child, as fabulously wonderful as they are, and again, for the adults, we can manifest them in a plethora of ways, so never give up on that. But for the children, it's important to know that your parents did not give up on their dreams. You are part of their dreams, actualized, realized, manifest. Mm. There is really nothing in this world as miraculous as bringing life into this world, and watching and participating in the blossoming of that life. It doesn't make you any less passionate, it makes you more passionate. And the dreams that you have are there. And don't think for a second that your parents are suddenly not going after their dreams, or they've given up on everything.
Or just even thinking about that, about yourself as well.
Everything has its time and space and place. And recognize that you, as we were when we were younger with our parents and so on and so forth, are a very huge dream come true, mm-hmm. in your parents' lives, mm-hmm. or they wouldn't have had you, mm-hmm. or wouldn't have you. You wouldn't be being raised by them, right? Because parents who don't want their kids don't have them,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, but this isn't. This is just also just in general. Just even if the people who do not have kids, it's the same thing. Same thing goes to that. It's biggest point we can blow out of proportion as big as we can is you do not lose your passion for life or for what you want to do.
Yes,
for your zest for life as you age.
Adults.
Period.
Yes.
You just don't. It changes in the sense where it matures. But at the end of the day, that passion, even though everybody has different passions, we all have the same passion, and what the passion really, really in truth equals to, and that is happiness. And everybody wants that. Don't matter what age you are.
So it's important, and it's important to recognize that though it may change as far as the perspective interpretation, meaning that we attach to how our happiness should look, it doesn't change the core, as you said, which is the happiness
That's
itself.
Right. Period.
All
nice.
right.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome.
So we haven't played this game in a very long time.
Yeah, it's been quite a while.
And the game is called Going with the Flow Cards. And basically we have a bunch of cards here. We have apples and stars and teddy bears. And
teddy bears.
And they each have something written on them. And depending on which one we land on will depend on what we do.
Well, what do you mean land?
Well,
please explain.
Give me a number of times that I should shuffle the cards.
Okay.
And we'll see where we land.
Okay, so did you catch that? So I'm going to say 7.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4,
4,
5,
5,
6, 7.
Oh dear, what did we land on?
We landed on
positive affirmation and affirmation.
yes.
Affirmation and affirmation. What is affirmation as opposed to affirmation, Ron?
Well, an affirmation, we all know a positive affirmation is a positive statement. It's something that we are saying about anything that is stated in a positive way that is affirming whatever it is that we want. So in other words, if we want our dream to come true, we say that I am taking the steps necessary to make my dreams come true.
This is the
positive affirming statement.
Affirming statement.
It's a supporting statement to whatever it is that you're wanting to do, wanting to receive, wanting to experience. Affirmation with the O instead of the I is an invention of Noah St. John, and you can look him up. Wonderful, loving healer and light of love for all. And affirmation is essentially taking the statement, the affirming statement, and flipping it into a question. So instead of saying, I'm doing everything to bring about my dream, which will manifest, you would say, why or how am I doing everything that is bringing my dream to manifest? And the reason that Noah changed it to a question is that when we ask a question, our brain automatically goes in search, or our mind, for an answer. And so the process of looking for the answer and then finding the answer is more affirming because it's a longer process. It involves more thought and focus and our attention on the subject matter that we are wanting to bring into manifested realization.
There's more happening within yourself that is allowing for the thought to the energy to be sent forth when you are searching for it, as opposed to just stating it.
And you are also bringing your mind, your thoughts, and your feelings into alignment with whatever it is that you're looking to manifest.
So like, why do I want this? And not just like, why do I want this specific thing that I would like to manifest, but it's also why do I get to have that? Right?
Why is it that whatever I am doing is going to bring about what I'm wanting?
Yeah.
Would be more along the lines of the question, as opposed to why do I want this? You can ask that, but more affirming to send out the energy is, why is it that when I wake up in the morning, I know that my day is going to bring me blissful happiness?
Okay.
Well, I know that because
why
and then you come up with all of the reasons why, and then that's giving you that much more affirming. Well, I know that because I'm going to wake up and I'm going to look in the mirror and I'm going to say good morning to myself with a smile. I know that because I'm going to see my family. I know that and then all of a sudden you're giving yourself all of these supporting evidence for why. And so it gets you into a harmonic vibration that is in alignment, much more much more harmonized and in alignment with what it is that you are wanting than simply stating the affirming statement.
Yeah. It's a really great sort of tip. It's a big tip, even though I'm saying tip sounds small, but it's really great to bring into practice in your daily life. And yet again, as the awesome, fabulous Noah St. John, who has come up with the affirmations as opposed to affirmation.
Although I would like to say, with respect to affirmations, and the reason that we even have that as one of the cards is it's very easy for us to ponder upon things in our lives that are really not going well. And one of the things that I always use with the angels that I travel with the clients of Sanctuary Soul Sanctuary is, and myself personally, is to take a negative statement that is twirling around in our minds, such as I'm not good enough, or I don't have enough, and to switch it to an affirming statement. I am good enough. I do have enough. And so, as wonderful as affirming statements are, and that would get you to the next step, when you're in a vat of negativity, and you're swirling in there, and you know, it's a snowball effect either way, right? Misery loves company. Laughter is contagious. So if you're in that vat of negativity and the thoughts are going on in your mind, a simple exercise that you can do that can assist you in starting to see the light in this darkness is to take any statement and just make it positive. Just switch it from the not to the yes, to the have, to the positive, and
to the is.
To the is, yes, from the not to the is.
Have.
And thank you, that's great. Yes. And then from there you move up into the affirming statements, the questions of why do I have everything that it is that I want? How is it that I have everything that I want? So on and so forth. And up and up and up you build yourself. But it just helps to break the vortex of negativity that we can get lost within. Because again, as I stated, it's a snowball effect either way you go.
Well, it's bringing back to, you know, just to our topic even, and it's great because we could just even
of course
bring it into our topic with, you know, the passion and growing up and with age and so on and so forth, is doing exactly just that, you know, giving yourselves the affirmation and or the affirmation with respect to your passion, and that you are deserving, and that every single individual on this planet is, and therefore that could be a great exercise into not falling into the sort of trend, which is not a good trend, of what society has been conditioned us, that we lose our passion or zest for life as we get, as we age, as we grow and as we mature. So, that, you know, affirmations and affirmations is, you know, exactly a great tool, you know, to assist in that respect.
Very, very much so, yes. And again, you know, with respect to the passion, recognize where in your life you are manifesting your dreams, even if it's on the most minute of levels. Even if the massive vision that you had of superstardom internationally is only happening in your very own home with just your family members, recognize it. From there, we build. If we give up, then we're definitely not going to get anywhere.
Obviously.
So keep the flame alive. And we are here to say that there are many who are adults, who are seniors and beyond, who have never let go of the flame and who are continuing to run with it and enjoying life in a plethora of wonderful manifestations that may not look like much to some, but is everything to the one. And that's all that really matters. Yet again,
that's right.
Finding that happiness within.
Wow. On that note, wishing you all the happiness, abundance of joy, positive energies surrounding you all around, everyone that you love. And thank you for watching. Thank you for joining. My name is Aline Ohanessian.
I'm Roni Lipstein, and this is Soul's Talking Brain on Being Love TV. In La Kesha Lakin, namaste.
seeking out truths, seeing the world with the mind of those who see beyond the three-dimensionally. Souls, talking brain, ask the right questions, uncovers the blinds. Souls, talking brain, enlightening minds, oh yeah, seeking out truth. Souls,